My name is Dave Roy. I'm an attorney in Lake Worth, Florida, and I'd like to talk to you briefly about the rights that tenants have in residential landlord-tenant relationships in Florida. Most people don't know that they have substantial rights that are given to them in Chapter 83 of the Florida statutes. And particularly, what I'd like to tell you is that landlord-tenant law is very much a creature of statute. It is not easy to determine the proper course of action just by guessing what the fair or the right thing to do in a given situation might be. You can't just say, well, it sounds fair or it'd be reasonable to behave this way or to do this or to provide a certain notice. The landlord-tenant law in the state of Florida lays down very strict time deadlines sometimes about what must be provided to a landlord or to a tenant and the time at which it needs to be provided. Now, what does this mean for a tenant in a landlord-tenant situation? It means that even if you are behind in your rent, you have received a 3-day notice from the landlord. A landlord still has to evict you through a court process. Sometimes the landlord may engage in what we call self-help eviction, meaning changing the locks, shutting off the utilities, or engaging in other behavior to get the tenant out without undergoing the expense of the eviction process. Even when the landlord begins the eviction process, that procedure can be filled with certain pitfalls or landmines, if you will, errors that the landlords can make. Particularly if the landlord is what I call a mom and pop landlord, not a corporate or attorney-owned business that is very familiar with the eviction process. The mom and pop landlords make mistakes regularly, sometimes so much so that even though you are behind in your rent and you have not paid for sometimes months, a landlord may not be able to succeed in the eviction process because of their failure to dot the I's and cross the T's. As a result, if you are a tenant in a situation like that, if a lawsuit for eviction has been filed against you and you need to know what your rights are, I may be able to help you with that. I may be able to defeat the lawsuit, or I may be able to buy you some critical time that you need to make arrangements to go into the next place that you're going to go. Please call me. My name is Dave Roy. The phone number here at the office is 561-729-0095. And my email address is my name, Dave Roy, Daveroy, at mac.com, which is mac.com.